Politically Speaking with Dick Morris. Not the usual take, but a podcast from a political insider who's really at heart an outsider.
The essential problem Donald Trump has had in politics is that there's a dichotomy between the large number of voters who agree with his policies and like his accomplishments now as president and like them before, and at the same time dislike his personality and his abrasiveness, and as a result often vote against him. So the problem confronting anyone who works for Donald Trump is how do you minimize the personal negatives while still exploiting the issue positives?
Here is a word from our loyal and valued sponsor, Patriot Gold.
Today's All Access sponsored by the Patriot Gold Group. There are storm warnings on the horizon. Fed Chairman Jerome Powell signals that he's going to start cutting interest rates. And we have to remember that the interest rate cuts of 1929, 2000, and 2007 were all followed by steep declines in the markets. After all, the only reason the Fed cuts rates is to admit that it screwed up in the first place. And when you have inflation on the one hand and rate cuts on the other, it could be real trouble. Imagine a 2008 fiscal crisis combined with a 1970s inflation, a real death cross. So don't forget, call the Patriot Gold Group. The Patriot Gold Group offers no fee for life IRAs to viewers of these videos. The IRA minimums are $25,000 and $100,000 for the no fee for life IRA. So call the Patriot Gold Group and ask for the no fee for life IRA. When I began to work for Trump in 2020, I confronted that problem and came up with a novel solution that we ended up applying that really changed the whole game for Donald Trump. I called it the Frank Perdue Theory. Those of you who are New Yorkers will remember Frank Perdue. He's a chicken magnate who produces a lot of chicken. And he had an ad campaign where the slogan was, "It takes a tough man to make a tender chicken." And the idea was the same, that it takes a tough man to be a good president. So working with Larry Weitzner, who is a media creator in Philadelphia, I crafted an ad that said, President Trump is changing Washington, creating 6 million new jobs, 500,000 new manufacturing jobs, cutting illegal immigration in half, obliterating ISIS, its caliphate destroyed, its terrorist leader dead. Then the ad went on to attack Nancy Pelosi for pursuing phony investigations of Donald Trump and ignoring the real issues. But then came the Frank Perdue Theory. The ad said, but that's not stopping Donald Trump. He's no Mr. Nice Guy, but sometimes it takes a Donald Trump to change Washington. The ad debuted during the 2019 World Series and became a theme of the Trump campaign in 2020 and then overwhelmingly in 2024. And the idea was that you basically say that, okay, you don't like the guy, you don't like the way he conducts his business, but it takes somebody like him to change Washington. A nice guy wouldn't be able to do that. And that theory, the Frank Perdue Theory, came to dominate the Trump campaigns. And rather than try to make Donald Trump look nicer and emphasize his humanity, which is deep, and emphasize what a nice guy he truly is, we played off that. And we had ads that showed, and media that showed, that he's a tough guy, but that it takes a tough guy to accomplish the stuff that he did. Then when Trump was shot in the ear during the Butler, Pennsylvania rally, this acquired a whole new dimension. And we began to feature photos of Trump looking tough and aggressive and angry, and contrasted with Kamala Harris's photos looking beautiful and smiling and trying to be Mrs. Nice Guy. And it became very clear that although Donald Trump was a tough guy, you needed a tough guy to accomplish the changes in Washington. The Frank Perdue Theory. Thanks for watching.